The car we're going to look at today is a late 1997 Citroen Xantia LX with the standard hydro pneumatic suspension. I'll type in my personalised code into the keypad immobiliser, and it's generally a good idea to wait a few seconds after the glow plug light has gone out before you crank over. In this video we're going to be focusing on the height control lever, which is unique to all hydraulic Citroens. The suspension is currently set at service low, so I'm just going to change it up to normal driving position. Waiting for the stop light to extinguish could take a while in all but the earliest Xantias that had chevrons on the bonnet due to a slightly different pump setup. The earlier Xantias had what they call a 7-piston pump, which drove the suspension, steering and brakes, along with a flow distribution valve. But the ones from about 1994 onwards had what they call a 6+2 pump, where you've got 6 pistons driving the steering and the remaining 2 then drive the suspension and brakes. When I took the car in for 2 new front tyres yesterday, the guy who'd done it did rev it up to about 2,000 revs to try and get it up faster, but it's not really necessary, as it only saves a matter of a few seconds anyway. The rear of the car is usually the first to come up as it's the lightest. You may notice that the front lurches up on some cars. That generally means that your front suspension rams need greasing, which I'll probably come on to in another video. Now we'll put the car into service high, which is usually used for changing tyres. This is where I must stress you must never go under a hydraulic Citroen without it being supported properly with axle stands, as the outcome could be quite messy. Now we'll bring the car back down to its normal driving position. If you do ever get any problems getting it to its normal driving position from either service high or service low, usually means you've got a slight problem with one of your height correctors. You've got one at the back and you've got one at the front. The most common thing to go wrong here is the little white clip, which unclips basically. It's either due to wear or tear or slight seizure of the height correctors. You can lubricate them, and I'll come on to that I suppose in another video. Now we'll put the car back into service low. It is generally a good idea to keep the car in service low when it's going to be parked up for more than a few hours, as it at least gives the height correctors a little bit of exercise on the start up to prevent them from seizing up in the long run. So there you have it. That's a quick guide to the standard Citroen Xantia hydro pneumatic suspension system. There are more advanced variations of the standard hydraulic suspension setup, such as the VSX, Exclusive and Activa models, but they all employ the basic same principles that I've described here. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, just head on over to frenchcarforum.co.uk.